Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Roller. Yes, and welcome to a brand new review. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been like a month or so since I've posted anything here on YouTube. Apologize, between the podcast and work, I've just been extremely busy. We've been going really hard on the podcast, doing a lot of franchise shows, and that has led to a lot of time where I have to be watching films for the podcast, and I haven't had that too much time to review and watch films for you guys. But I have some time, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about a film that was sent to me to review by the Criterion Collection. You can pick this up on DVD and Blu-ray from the year 2015, just released in 2017, from the country of Poland, and it is a film titled The Lure. Now, this is a movie I actually remember hearing people talking about, I think it was last year, and they were saying how really amazing it was, and I was curious to check it out, and now that Criterion is releasing it, people are finally being given the opportunity to check it out, and I was blown away by this movie. This is a really fantastic film. It's a horror musical that's very dark and stylized and really original, actually. And I really had a really good time with this one. So basically, we follow Silver and Golden. They are two mermaids in Poland in the 1980s. Now, this isn't a non-fictional representation of Poland. This is clearly a fictional 1980s Poland. At least that's what I interpreted it as. And Golden and Silver are mermaids, and one day they get noticed by somebody who performs at this nightclub where they have a whole bunch of different musical acts, and it's like a sideshow type of a club, and they bring Silver and Golden in to show the owner, and they ultimately just get thrown into real life society and what that is all about, and trying to fit in with society even though they're different and things along this line. They come across life lessons as like one of the girls falls in love with somebody, and they have to try and figure out how to get along because they're carnivores and they have to survive on eating different people's hearts. So it's basically their inner demons fighting their outer demons, and how they move around in this society which sees them as something different. It's really a fascinating story. A lot of pro-feminist messages going on in this one with Golden and Silver. Basically, they're having men who are just looking at them as the sex object, and they're basically suckering them in pretty much to finish them off and eat their hearts, and the story goes on. So it's a really horror musical coming of age film. And like I said, it's a really beautiful movie. It has that 1980s green neon slow style to it. Very fast cuts that goes with the music. It's really a fantastic movie to look at, and the songs are awesome. It's 1980s synth music, very fast beat, very catchy. And the songs are clearly representing the thoughts that are going on in Silver and Golden's head and what's going on around them at the time of the song that's happening. Very fantastic. Like I said, it's definitely a horror film. There's some pretty fucked up things that go on in this movie, and it leads to a pretty interesting conclusion when we reach the end of the film. It's predictable a little bit. I'm not going to say that I didn't see what was going to happen at the ending, but it still is just a really fantastic movie that explores a whole bunch of interesting and fantastic themes. I'll try and get in depth in this one a little bit more on the podcast after I think about it for a while, but this is just a fantastic film. If we count this in 2017 films, it's definitely going to probably be on my top 10 in some way or another. If you like those art house films, if you like films that I like, as I like to say, pretentious films, then you'll definitely dig this movie. I highly recommend you guys run out and check this one out if you get a chance. Next Barnes & Noble sale for sure. Go out and grab this. It's worth the watch, and I had a really fantastic time with this one, and the songs are really good. And Criterion, as always, puts out a very fantastic package. You're always going to get a solid transfer Awesome soundtrack because, this is basically a film that surrounds around having really good sound. And the sound is really, really fantastic on this. It's really, really great. And we have a making of the film, a really lengthy making of the film with all the actors and, the composers and things along that, which is very interesting to watch because, like I said, it's a very complex movie to film, the choreography and everything like that to line up exactly what the filmmaker wants. A very interesting featurette. Then we got 2 of the shorts that the original director made because this is their feature-length debut film, so that's another thing that's very impressive. Which are very similar. They follow similar feminist themes and things like that. They're worth a watch if you guys get a chance. Trailer, and then some deleted scenes, and then, of course, you get a film essay here, which is very interesting. It talks about the struggles that Silver and Golden have to adapt to survive in a normal society, and all the demons and troubles that they go through. Very good essay. That's what I love about these Criterion releases is reading essays. So if you like films that are like, it's definitely based off The Little Mermaid. So if you guys like weird, bizarre horror musicals, then you'll definitely dig The Little. I highly recommend you pick it up. So grab it if you get the chance. It's a really, really great film. So thank you everybody for watching this video. As always, please give it a thumbs up. Always follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. And listen to the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror podcast. 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror.com. We have a new episode coming out next week where we dig into the Child's Play franchise. So stay tuned to that. It's going to be a really fun episode, so stay tuned. Thanks everybody again for watching. I'll talk to you soon. See you.